we're back on the 91 Mustang today. Or should I say this evening? It's already getting dark. And this car is currently not running. And so the fuel pump is bad in it. And so I'm gonna drop this gas tank and get the fuel pump out of it. Alright, so the first thing here, which is the filler neck right here, going to the tank. You have to unscrew this right here. This here should just slide out. But let's see, we got these straps. Got two of them. And there's a screw bolt on both of those. You let that down. And this right here should slide out. You can tilt it and let it slide to the left, and it should slide on out. What you want to do is get you a jack under here and support this right here with the jack and let the jack down. That way you got more control over it. So we'll get this right here unscrewed and get these straps off. All right. Let's get this right here. So I decided that I had to get it up off the ground. It was too close to the ground trying to get under it with no jack, not jacked up, so. Get a little pressure on it. Easy. Okay. Okay, hold it. Alright, it's basically out. So ease it on down some more. Alright, it's out. Alright. You smell that old gas, it stinks. All right, we got to get these shield lines off here. What you got to do is there's a little plastic thing right here. That's got to come out. And 9 times out of 10, you will break them. So just be prepared for that. And I believe that over there, it pushes in from the front. So we'll try and get these out. See, you'll break them. There it is. Gotta get this thing on the ground. Now I can see it better. I got it without damaging it. There it is. All right. We're free. All right. Well, we got it out. So we're gonna get this. This is a fuel pump. This is your sending unit right here. It's what tells you how full you are, empty. We're gonna get both these out. We'll start with the fuel pump. That's pretty good. Let me get me a hammer. And just lift up and the tank pump should come out. I have to work it a little bit. Been in there for 30 years, over 30 years. If it ain't been replaced. All right, here we go. Don't even have the float on it. All right, I'm gonna give you an update. Since I pulled the tank, it's been several days later. Well, what I did, I went over with my parts cars, pulled the tank out from it, and hoping to find a fuel pump, hoping it was good. And of course, it was locked up. It wasn't great, but it was locked up. The fuel pump out of this one was horrendous. I'll show it to you. Of course, I'm sure you've seen on the video. If you didn't, that's what it looks like. Not great. So, went to my parts car, pulled another tank out from under there. It's been sitting for years. Wasn't sure about it. So the fuel pump I got out of it, it was worse than this. I cleaned it up. It was actually not working. It was locked up. Took a battery to it. I could feel it wanting to move, but it was locked. So put WD-40 in it. Hooked the battery up to the prongs, and you could feel it wants to. So I would swap the prong on the battery. It would change the direction of the motor. Just kept working it back and forth, letting it sit with WD-40 in it, and it finally broke loose. So this pump works. I know it's not that great a shape. No big deal to me. I just want to try to get this thing running. I can change it later. The tank, however, was not the tank I pulled from the other car. That's what I'm going to use. I cleaned it, done the BB thing, shook it around, washed it out. Pretty good, not great, but it's going to work. Like, I'm just trying to get this thing, see if it's going to run, and we'll go from there. I don't want to throw a lot of money at it until we can see what happens. So let's get this thing back together. I got the sending unit out of the other tank. Hopefully it'll work, cleaned it up. So let's get it put back together and get it back on the car. Alright, gotta get the jack back out. Let's see if I can get this thing on it. Alright, maybe that'll work. Alright, plug these back up. And what I like to do is I want to go ahead and turn the key on and make sure the fuel pump is going to come on before I ever put this up, to make sure I'll see if I can hear it. Here, come on. Alright, gotta get these fuel lines back up, hooked back up. And there's really no way to get these crossed up because one is bigger than the other. And I got this little clip right here. I got that little clip, that's one I broke getting it off. You'll break these about every time, or I do. But when they're old, they get brittle and they're easy to break. Still on it. Right here. Oh, there we go. All right, so the tank's ready to go back up now. All right, so we got the fuel tank under it. So I'm gonna throw some gas in it right now and see if we can get some fuel pressure up there to the fuel line. You know, I probably should change the fuel filter on this thing. And I got one. But I'm trying to see if it's gonna run. I can change all that later. But you know, it's probably got a bunch of junk in it. Alright, y'all. Now, a while back, I sprayed some brake clean down to see if it would start, and it did start. So I know it's not, I got a firing problem, but it wouldn't start. I knew it had to be a fuel problem because it hit on brake clean. So I want to test the ignition to see if we're gonna get fuel pressure up here. And these injectors, chances of them being good, I'll give it a 30% chance. But more likely, the way I think about it, they're gonna be froze. They're gonna be locked up. That's from gas setting in them for years and years and years. They kind of get gummed up and they won't work. So that means we'll have to be pulling injectors if that's the case. But I want to turn the key and see if we get some fuel pressure up here. I'm gonna cycle this thing a few times because the lines are probably empty. The fuel pumps, it ain't no gas. So this thing has a Schrader valve on it that you could test the fuel pressure on. And I'll show that to you. See if I can get you down here where you can see it. It is right there. You take that cap off. It's got a Schrader valve, kind of like what your tires, you blow your tires up, and you can press it down and see if you got fuel pressure. There should be fuel come out of it. Let me get me something to push it down. You can get you about anything. I just got me a little piece of wire. And they put this in a bad spot. Can't hardly get to it. Let me get it off here. All right, I got the cap off of it. And what you want to do is push this little, on the inside and push it down. I ain't building no pressure yet. There's no fuel coming out of it, so I ain't building no pressure yet. So let me keep cycling the key. All right. So I couldn't get the pump to prime up, so I had to put more fuel in it. I didn't have enough fuel in it to get to where it was sucking up in the pump. So I put more fuel in it and it started priming. It changed, the fuel pump changed sound, so now we should have pressure. Oh, see that? So yeah, we got pressure now. So we're gonna turn it over and see what happens. Hopefully the injectors, they work. Like I said, I ain't giving about a 30% chance, but we'll see what happens. it started. What's surprising? Show a check engine light, which is to be expected. Airbag lights flashing with it. Charging. Oil pressure's okay. Be a spark plug, it could be an injector not working right. I don't hear no valve train noise or nothing. Let's set them moving. Oh yeah. Conversion. Reverse wants to go forward. Yeah, she's ready. So, I don't really know what was going on with the transmission right there. It was hung. Reverse wanted to go forward, and I couldn't even get into second. But I don't know what I done, but it fixed itself. I don't know. Definitely got a miss in her. If it's idling high, definitely gonna have to look into that. Wonder why it's idling high. Might have to tone the idling down a little bit. Let me see. Let me fire it back up. See if I can get the idle to come down on it with it. So it's probably idling high. It's probably got vacuum leaks. Rubber's kind of rough on it. Rubbers are all, if you see that, all cracked up. So more than likely, the high idle is going to be from a vacuum leak. So we'll have to replace some hoses. And look at this belt right here. That's what that slapping. I was hearing a little slapping, ticking noise. Yeah, the belts is kind of rough. So, and the radiator. I don't know if y'all can see that in there or not, but she rough. So, probably want to look at getting a radiator. I got one. I got a parts card. I got radiator on it. Maybe I can use, or maybe I can clean that one out. It's not looking promising down there. It looks rough. I'll probably just get it. See if I can get my parts one. See if I can't clean it up. All right. So this car actually got brakes amazingly. Actually shocked that it had brakes. Although the fluid on this thing is extremely dark and dirty. Power steering is kind of stiff. Let's see. Wow. And that right there is like it's been. Yeah. It's a little low. Barely is touching the. It's low. But it ain't whining. So I don't know. Seemed kind of stiff, wasn't real smooth. I don't know about oil on this thing. I checked it before, but I can't remember. It's actually fairly clean. But we'll probably change on it too eventually. I want one of y'all to tell me, and the people that's been around a lot of Fox body Mustangs, is this chrome piece down here, is it factory? I have been around Fox bodies for 20 something years and looked at a lot of them and looked pictures of a lot of them, and I have never seen this chrome on the bottom of the door, and I just want to know if it was factory, and I'm assuming it is, considering it's got Mustang written in it, but I'm not sure. Somebody write down in the comments and let me know if that is a factory piece. All right, I got updates. Car just quit running. It's sitting there running and finally just died. So it won't start back. So I'm leaning toward the fuel pump. The fuel pump I put in it that was over 20 years old that I got working. I think it's weak. So it's not putting enough fuel pressure up to the fuel rail. I got some pressure, but I don't think it's enough. I don't have a fuel gauge to test it to see, but that's probably what the problem is when I'm leaning toward. I can hear the fuel pump, it's still running, but it ain't put, I don't think it's putting out what it needs to. So we're gonna get another pump for it, but that pump did all I need to do. I just want to see it, listen to it run, see if there's any valve train noise, make sure the motor wasn't knocking. It's got good oil pressure, runs good. So now I can throw a little money at it. So like I said, I gotta get another radiator for it. On my parts car, I got one. So I get it on there, get some fluid in it, see if it's, see the thermostat leaving open. Transmission, clutch is, it's catching right off the floor. I don't understand that. And I mean right off the floor. I mean, you move it half an inch and it's moving. So put it in first gear, it done fine. But if you put it in reverse, it went forward even in reverse. Something going on with that too. I don't know. I'd look into that. So these cars have self-adjusting clutches on them. So I don't know if this thing ain't self-adjusted itself out to fix the right off the floor thing. So that's what I'm leaning toward. The self-adjusting ain't working somehow there. So I'm looking to getting that, see what happened there. But the brakes work. So I don't know. We'll just have to go from there, put a fuel pump in it, get her back going again, and we'll go from there. Plus I gotta fix the front end. The front end is damaged over there. I gotta work on it, getting fixed. I got a fender and I got a hood. I don't have a front bumper for it. This bumper here is tore. I don't have a header panel for it either. It's busted, but I gotta get one of them and get all that fixed. So, but that's probably gonna do it for this episode. If you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button, like the video, and we'll see you in the next one.